TV coming to you live the day after the embarrassment. The Minnesota Vikings, the Packers, laying the proverbial egg against their division rivals to fall to 5-2 on the season with a short turnaround. The Packers play the 49ers on Thursday evening, which should be fun. Twitter's been ablaze all morning, which of course you expect it to be. The morning after a loss, Packers pushed around. Not a lot of fight. Didn't see a whole lot of fight out of this team on either side of the ball, really. I know people want Pettine fired. People want trades made. It's all on the table. Good to see everybody in the comment section. Evan, you missed the game yesterday, but happy Victory Monday. Morning, Jill. Daniel, how are you? Joey says failure yesterday is a mix of Pettine and a lack of effort. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a difference between effort and fight. And I do think effort was there. I just didn't see them ever punching back. And I didn't see them being physical, except for the very, very scant places. Once or twice with Kamal Martin, maybe. But I thought Adrian Amos kind of rose to the challenge at times. But for the most part, they just got pushed around. And that's not because they weren't trying. They just got out and muscled. Josh, thanks for the super chat. Pettine seemed to blitz more against the Vikings. Is this a story of be careful what you wish for? We seem to miss our assignments on those packages. No, I think the Vikings did a great job of getting the ball out of Cousins' hands. I don't know if you saw that stat where he didn't throw less than 10 passes, 10 yards down the field. Almost everything was at the line of scrimmage, which allows the ball to get out of his hands. So when Pettine was blitzing, the one that really kills you is when you get to 2nd and 19. He brings that slot blitz, vacating that spot open for an pretty easy gain. And now it's 3rd and 7 and off they go. But yeah, I didn't have any problems with the calls as far as the blitz goes. My main issue with Pettine, and it's been this way for a year and a half now, is this idea that, and look, he actually played more base yesterday than he has all year. He actually put big bodies on the ground and tried to hold up, and obviously they didn't. But when the little things like Montravius Adams only playing 6 snaps or 7 snaps, countering after a big first down conversion when the Vikings are going power in an eye, and you literally take big guys off the field and go back to your nickel. It's just little things like that kind of blow my mind. And then, of course, everyone's favorite, the 100 yards of cushion that are allowed to be played on the outside. And, of course, everyone saw a number of times Preston Smith getting caught up outside in coverage. Just some really wonky things yesterday that seem to bedevil this team week after week, and they never get fixed. It's very Capers-esque, which is unfortunate. Mo Nation motivation. Preston and Gary have been yikes. Yeah, yesterday was not a great game for either one. Gary did not do as well as you would expect. There's no question about that. With Preston, like I just talked about, he was getting put in all sorts of different positions. I just don't think anybody shed a block. I think they're still being blocked down to Sheboygan as we speak. It's just piss poor effort as far as the physicality goes. I think there was hustle. I think guys were running to the ball. They just missed so many tackles, couldn't get off blocks. Time and time again, they had wide open lanes that should have been cleaned up by the inside backers, but weren't. Just tough to watch. Well, that was fun. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for the super chat. Robin, thanks for the super chat, and thanks for checking out the stream yesterday. Is a mid-season defensive coordinator change too complicated? Not necessarily. It's absolutely turned the Atlanta defense around. I don't know. I mean, I doubt it happens, but I wouldn't say it's too complicated. Does yesterday's loss reduce any leverage we may have had in possible trades? No, Ann. Not at all. One has very little to do with the other. Matthew, fire Dom Capers. Indeed. Preston Smith needs to drop weight. He has gained 10 pounds, and it's not muscle. You're on the scale there at 1265? I don't know, man. Oh, my God. Nobody was getting off blocks. Correct. Randy, okay, moving forward, how do the Packers challenge the run game? Well, yesterday I thought it was a pretty easy fix. Drop your safeties down, play 8, 9 in the box, and you know, maybe some dogs early downs, but it just seemed that Pettin is continuously frightened to death of getting beat over the top. Now, why yesterday with Kirk Cousins and that offense, and Cousins has been the leading turnover machine in the league this year. Why you didn't just squat on it all, I'll never know. And try to attack a little bit more on early downs. That's what kind of blows my mind. And outside of guys executing a little bit better, I don't see much changing. There's not some cavalry going to ride in the trade deadline. There's not some eureka moment from Pettin coming anytime soon. The eureka moment needed to happen this offseason. And it didn't, clearly. Let's get down to brass tacks. Does Rodgers have a Devontae complex? No. I mean, he has a complex of going to the first read in the progression, and when he's open, he throws it. And if it's not there, often he does get some happy feet. But I thought he did a really good job yesterday of sticking in the pocket. And, you can quibble about guys being open or not open. Nobody really knows until we go and watch it. Now, EQ has to make probably both those plays, but definitely the third down play. I wish Malik Taylor would get a little bit more involved. Every single time they go to this kid, he produces, answers the bell every single time. But, there are other cases where, Sternberger's screaming wide open and Rodgers misses him. It's a group effort. I don't think it's a case of he's zeroing in on Devontae too much. He said last night, they played a lot of cover 2. That's really tough to work the ball down the field. I think they probably should have gotten to their short game a little bit more, but that's stuff you can quibble with after the fact. In the moment, I know it's a lot more difficult to kind of change your game plan. With that being said, I need something soft to throw at my TV. That's where Packerman comes in handy. No doubt about it. It's bad when the 1 o'clock Sunday game commenters even notice the Packers playing 10 yards off on a play that was 8 yards to a first down. You're basically handing them the first down. Scared to get beat over the top. That's what it's all about. It's just killing me. Rodgers was laughing when we were down. I was laughing while we were down. Man, people are human. He was on the sideline or in the huddle. And I do think there was a time when he was coming off after he got hit or something. He was laughing and gave the guy a pat on the helmet. Yeah, man, they're all just dudes out there playing a game. He's allowed. Totally allowed. Andrew, thanks for the super chat. Do you see anything that suggests we can make the adjustments by Thursday on D, or are we just going to see for a shootout? Hope we have Jonesy back and hold on. Thanks. Go Pack, go. Andrew, yeah, I definitely would count on the latter more than the former. I'll be absolutely shocked if the Niners don't run for 200 plus yards again. I don't see how because look, now this is a team that you have to worry about working guys free downfield. The Vikings weren't, and they still played scared. They should be scared of the 49ers, and I don't doubt they will be playing scared. Again, Pettin will call a scared game, and they will get run all over. I wish I could tell you differently. I really do, but I don't see it. So hopefully Jones gets back, although his not practicing the entirety of last week scares the hell out of me. Josh, thanks for the super chat. I know yesterday was disappointing, but can we forget Bears losing keeps us in first place in the North? Josh with a moral victory. Hey, man, you just got to pile up victories when and where you can because, yes, eventually you're going to lose, and then hopefully you scoreboard watch, and thankfully the Saints helped us out. But, man, it's small consolation when you get your ass kicked. It'd be one thing if it was like a nip and tuck game, back and forth. The Packers just missed out. No, it's just one of those things. Division opponents are tough. But the Packers got their ass kicked. That's totally different. What else we got here? Mr. Englewood, thanks for the super chat. Refs are messing the games up. NFC North will be a grudge match this year. You are a class act. This is from Bears fans. Englewood, that's very nice of you, buddy. Yeah, the refs yesterday. I don't know. I didn't see the entirety of the Bears game, but the refs in the Packers game were absolutely atrocious. I mean, just terrible. And I know that crew is the one that talked to us back in 2017 when I was on the beat. When they come at during training camp, the start of every summer, they like lay out the new rules or whatever. They were atrocious. I mean, just god awful. Picking up that flag was absolutely brutal. But okay, if you're going to call that, if you're going to pick that up, you absolutely have to pick up the call against Jair. Like, it's just unbelievable. And then the missed face mask and blah, blah, blah. With King out, why haven't we signed Tremont? Because they like Josh Jackson and they like Kadar Holman. Man, I love Tremont, but he is not the savior. He's not coming in there and stopping the run for you. They have no leader on defense to set the tone, no energy. Jason, I don't discount that. I don't discount that at all. Jasmine, good morning, Nags. Do you think they can switch Jerry Gray to DC coach and Pettine to cornerback coach? Well, they would never. They wouldn't do an in-season swap like that. If anything were to happen, it would be dismissing Pettine and elevating Gray. But they're not going to swap them, not during the season, especially. Rodgers is not to get us another Super Bowl. A lot going on there, most of it in the English language. Justin, thanks to the super chat. Any chance Ross or Fuller end the week in Green Bay? Yeah, there's a chance. Minor one. What's that line from Gandalf? There never was much hope. Only a fool's hope. Is this the same team as last year? No, Travis, it's better. It's a better team. They're just not playing up to it, especially yesterday. Yesterday was fucking embarrassing. Terrible tackling. Again, you are not lying, Dan. I think the Vikings had fewer than 50 plays, I saw. And I think they must have had at least 10 missed tackles. I mean, that's atrocious, man. That's atrocious. It's time we move on from Lowry and Lancaster. That's fine, Cody. I'm all for Montrevious Adams playing a hell of a lot more than either one of those options. I think Lowry's contract probably keeps him in the lineup, unfortunately. With Lancaster, he was playing better this year, but then he got hurt. This is his first game back, and he got run over. I don't know how much of that is due to the injury, but yeah, that's got to be unacceptable. Will there be a Green Bay San Francisco injury report released today? Tony, I believe there will. It will most likely be approximated, one of those things where if they were to have practice, here's who would have been out there. But for sure, we'll get something tomorrow. I don't understand the lack of trust in our DBs. You have to stop Cook and still play scared. I'm 100% with you, especially in that game. I keep coming back to it. In that game, those situations with that against that quarterback, and I mean, just it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind how scared they play. Not just yesterday, but all the time. Kills me. Legless one. The extra hour of sleep killed us. What's did you guys? We talked about this at the end yesterday or last week. Sorry. That's what 7 years in a row they've lost, and during the weekend of daylight savings time when they've played a game after daylight savings time's been set. 7 years in a row. That's got to be one of the craziest streaks in Packers history. Crazy. Weston, thanks to the super chat. Dan Quinn as D coordinator next year. It's a possibility. We'll see. I'm sure there's a long list in LaFleur's office if things go south with Pettine. Is this why Pettine does not have any hair? Yeah, maybe. Although I don't think he had any hair when he was here in New York coordinating the number one defense for the Jets. So, not so sure. Seems like Pettine is going to do the same things no matter the situation or who they're playing. I can only agree with that assessment. Hey, Nags, if you could choose, who would you switch back to a 4-3 defense or keep 3-4? Also, who would you like to see as a future defensive coordinator? I have no opinions on future defensive coordinators until the season is over. As far as would I switch to a 4-3? I mean, maybe. I think Gary might be more effective rushing with his hand in the dirt. But, yeah, I don't know. I think they've got the personnel necessary to make either work. They just need to play better. Better technique, more physicality. Yesterday was piss poor. IKKS, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Don't you think Rodgers would rather have a better defensive piece so it keeps them in games versus getting a wide receiver? I think he'd enjoy either. He was very political in his answer yesterday when Ryan asked him about that. He didn't ask him that specifically, but just in general about the trade deadline and needing a wide receiver. And Aaron, said, I've spoken about this in the past, and, it's very much my job is just to play quarterback. And I do think, having a defense is a boon to any quarterback. We know that. And yesterday is a perfect example of a team that, the pressure starts mounting in the second half. When you stall a little bit, all of a sudden that other team just keeps scoring. Yeah, well, it'd be nice to be able to stay in some games because of your defense every once in a while. And as Aaron pointed out, that happened quite a bit last year. It's just not happening this year. And that's disconcerting. Corey, thanks for the super chat. Trade deadline, maybe we pick up some D help to assist in stopping the run. Is a possibility, although I think that's an outside possibility. I actually think wide receiver is probably more likely, but I'd also be surprised if either one of those happens. Mert, thanks for the super chat. Do you think that LaFleur is getting fed up with Pettine? His comments suggest that to me. I try not to read too much into it, but yeah, it's kind of the vibe I'm getting. It's kind of where I'm at. I know I'm sick of Pettine. I'm getting tired of Pettine, I'll tell you that. Not that that matters. Frank, thanks for the super chat. Was QB12 targeting a wide receiver in particular on the last play? Yeah, Frank, he said he was looking at Devontae. Shocker. No, he said he was going for Devontae. Is Mark Murphy holding Matt LaFleur back from firing Pettine if he wants to? Woo, baby, that's some sauce right there. The answer is no. No, LaFleur has dominion over his staff. When he made the switch with the wide receivers coach and made the adjustments on the defensive side of the ball, blah, blah, blah. That's all Matt. Mark Murphy has nothing to do with that. Here we go. Here's sauce. Did Kenny Clark get an extension as a pass rusher or a run stopper? I don't see either. No. Well, it's difficult to rush the passer as a defensive tackle when they're never in third and long. And when it comes to stopping the run, good luck being double teamed a bunch and also even triple teamed at times, which we saw yesterday. Kenny can only do so much. Kenny's a really good player. But other teams know this, obviously, and they're going to absolutely focus on him. And the other problem is when Dalvin Cook is taking things out the back door on cutbacks and in a zone scheme, that's hardly on Kenny Clark. The line washes, he cuts out the back door. That's on the linebackers. That's on the safeties. That's not on Kenny Clark. Is LaFleur jealous that Kyle and others get to play call against Pettine and he doesn't? Probably. I ain't going to lie. I am Mark Murphy and no. Blaming Pettine, give it a rest. Lowry, 1 sack since 2018, and they extended him. David, here's a mind-blowing thought for you. People are able to hold more than one thought in their head at the same time. More than one person can be to blame. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If 33 and 69 were missed in any game, it was this one. Yeah, I guess. I mean, could they stop the run? I don't know. Did you see Antonio Cromartie call out Pettine on... No, I didn't. On the herd last week. I did not. I'm going to have to go search that out. Walter, thanks for the super chat. Rumor Hackett is getting head coach consideration in Atlanta. I mean, who knows if the offense keeps stubbing its toe, maybe that interest goes away, but I mean, would obviously not like it for the Packers, but that'd be great for him. I still love this team. Double D, I love this team. And it's like having a brother, or family member who you care for deeply, and then they go out and embarrass you. That's what they did yesterday. They embarrassed me. So, yeah, I'm going to give them some tough love. But, yeah, I still love them. No doubt about it. What else we got? Who is the realistic player at the trade deadline the Packers would go for? I mean, all the noises are on Will Fuller, right? I still will be surprised if that actually happens, though. Pettine calling a scared game is rubbing off on the players as well. I mean, you'd like to think not, but possibly. What else we got? Luke, thanks for the super chat. How hot is Pettin's seat? I watched one play where Preston Smith was covering a deep quarter. I'm losing my mind. Say something to make me feel better. Luke, I can't tell you how hot Pettin's seat is. The only person who can do that is Matt LaFleur. As far as Preston out there in coverage, we all saw it, man. It's hard to hide from it. And I probably, maybe, possibly will ask LaFleur about it today. All right, everybody. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out, talking some Packers with me. Some programming notes for Cheesehead TV this week. We will most likely be doing Packer transplants tomorrow. It really depends on some of the stuff going on with LiveX in the studio. So just TBD. Hopefully we get it done, but there is a possibility we don't do transplants. We will be live for the game on Thursday night. Perry Goldstein from Trivia this summer and from Pax What She Said will be joining me live in studio. Corey and I will do our regular pregame, and then we'll have watch party and postgame. That'll be all Thursday night. So make sure you're here for that. And I'll be here every day in the morning, as I always am, Packers Daily, 10 a.m. Please do me a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And for Patreon members, not quite sure when we're going to do the happy hour this week, but I'll figure it out. I'll let you know. So make sure you're watching the Patreon page. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.